Well, that was fun. Slightly terrifying, but fun. Avs win over the Chicago Blackhawks 6-4.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
The first two periods of this game were actually quite slow and steady, and the second period especially was extremely quality play from Colorado, and then things spiraled out of control very, very quickly in the third period of this one. But on the whole, the Avs found yet another way to win. The first period was really pretty lackadaisical. I don't think either team really produced a ton. The Avs took a couple of penalties. Their penalty kill played well, so credit to them there. And more importantly, credit to Pavel Francouz. You guys know I'm pretty picky when it comes to wanting a save out of a goaltender. All four of the goals the Avs gave up tonight, I find it really hard to put any blame on Francouz for. And in the first, he was the Avs' best player, making sure Chicago didn't get one. Once again, special teams continues to shine through for Colorado against these weaker teams. They just look better in that part of the hockey game. They end up going 2 for 3 tonight, including the first goal of the game, which gets them on the board early in the second. This play should seem very familiar, but the pieces are different. Landy, the high forward on this power play, is going to feed to Makar, and you're going to see on the near side, it's Sam Girard working the half wall. So you have a very mixed up PP1. Obviously, Nathan MacKinnon out has a significant impact on that. Kadri and Mikko working down low. The Avs do their traditional umbrella, working it out up high. Landy, they get him cheating just a little bit towards this near side. Landy has a ton of room to work down in the circle. Makar feeds it. Landy, not Mikko, Landy with the clap bomb, and it's a great one. 1-0 Avs. This was an A-plus night from Gabe Landeskog. The Avs without Nathan MacKinnon, they need forwards to step up, and he was the one to really do it on the top line for Colorado. The other player you always have to talk about when the Avs are in Chicago is JT Compher. The Chicago boy himself, he always seems to play well here and added a little bit of flair to his game in this one. Has a fight. Actually fights quite well. Did anybody know JT Compher had an uppercut like that? That was just the beginning, though. Compher would end the night with a Gordie Howe. Not a very common thing for Avs players. It helps that he gets this goal. Again, always seems to score in Chicago. Avs simply just skate harder and outwork Chicago here. Logan O'Connor goes and gets his own dump in with help from Tyson Jost, who makes a nice read to cut to the open area. Gives O'Connor an option by sending this puck in deeper. He battles off what is pretty blatant hook there, gets his stick on the puck, pulls up, gets lucky. The hook actually pulls the stick out of the hands. Now Jost has room to work with. Compher, the man not getting checked, sneaking into the open area. Jost gets his eyes up, recognizes it, and then makes a great pass through Strome to find Compher, which leads a great finish. Avs up 2-0. Credit to that whole line along with JT Compher. Line's a little bit jumbled tonight. You put Jost, O'Connor, and Compher together. A line, at least for Compher and Jost, that has not produced a ton historically, and they played extremely well tonight. They pushed Chicago every shift, and they got rewarded for it. I should mention in the second period, the Avs also scored another goal. Alex Newhook getting on the board, but it didn't count. Avs were offside. This was another one that was pretty clearly offside, even if it didn't really affect the play. As long as the rulebook stands as it does now, it was clearly the correct call, and that's the end of it. I've stood on the soapbox numerous times talking about how the way that rule is written is dumb, but it just doesn't matter until they change the rulebook. And that was the second period. Your pretty standard casual domination for Colorado. They didn't dominate the shots, only 13-9 in their favor, but they controlled the puck extremely well and just looked like the better team. And you finish this off with another power play to start the third period for Colorado. And once again, Gabe Landeskog, the man in the right spot, what should have been the goal to put this game away. Avs are in a bit of a lucky bounce here. They're working along the far wall, get it back out up high. They continue working that side, and then Kadri hits the pass they love to make on the seam, this time to Mikko, back in his normal spot as it's Landy drifting towards the net. Mikko just throws one on. Doesn't really put much on this. Does not look like he gets a great shot off. Probably looking for exactly what happens here. He gets a nice rebound. It bounces up right into Gabe's chest and then trickles in. Landy just in the right spot. Up 3-0, the game should have been over right there as you're into the third period, but we saw one of those things. It just happens in hockey sometimes where a flurry of goals just go in. The bounces go the right way, the players make the right choices, and it just works out that way. Chicago picks up 2 goals in about 40 seconds, and all of a sudden it's a hockey game again. So 2 potential areas where the Avs could have stopped this play before it happens. Francouz behind his net, could have stopped the puck and reversed it here. He would have had options in Taze, and it looks like Comfer. Either way, would have been fine going this way with the puck, but it gets by him, comes to Jack Johnson. Johnson has clean possession, is in a little bit of a puck battle. All he has to do is make a better play with this puck, and it's up and out, but he just kind of flubs it up the wall, doesn't leave a good opportunity for Jost to play it, and Chicago keeps it in the zone. Those are the mistakes. The actual goal coming in, there's nothing you can really do about it. This puck's just going to get thrown towards the net, and it's a ridiculous tip in front. You can't really complain about the goal itself. Avs just a little bit too passive on this play. They let Patrick Kane walk all the way down the ice and gain the zone before feeding it off to the near wall, and they continue to just back off and don't really cover much. Look, Patrick Kane isn't the ridiculous all-world player he used to be, but he's still pretty much elite. It's a guy you probably want to mark, especially if he's going down the middle of your ice right towards your net. The Avs just kind of skate back. Taves hangs out on the far side. EJ takes the puck carrier, but doesn't do a great job of getting in the passing lane. You would like to see someone be more aggressive in being right on top of Kane, at least being able to be in range to tie up his stick. That just doesn't happen, so Gustafsson throws it across. Kane puts a great deflection on the puck up and over Frankie. I don't know who you really fault significantly. Yes, there were minor things that the Avs could have done better there, but that's 2 great tips. Well, a tip and a deflection, and they just go in the net for Chicago. Stuff like that happens across the course of a hockey season. That's why you score 3. The Avs maintained the 1-goal lead, and then maybe more impressive than that, the part I loved about this hockey game, even with the issues of the third period, is the Avs come right back and score. All the momentum all of a sudden shifts hard to Chicago, and the Avs put their foot down and stop it. Who else but the rookie, the guy who already had a goal taken away in this game, wouldn't take no for an answer. Really nice work by Burakovsky to get this play started. He's going to get to the wall and help chip this puck to get it up and out of the zone off of a weak push up the wall by EJ. And then when the puck comes back in, he's the man on the spot again to hold it against the wall and continue getting the puck going the right direction for Colorado. This could have been a quick turnaround for Chicago. Instead, the Avs create a 2-on-1 with Berkey getting it up the ice quickly. Kadri gets into the zone. It's Newhook on the far side. This is actually not a very good pass by Kadri. He puts way too much sauce on it, but it doesn't matter because Newhook's 21. He's getting sauced tonight. He's able to get his stick on this one and make a great finish over Fleury's stick. It's a huge goal from Newhook there. It really settled this hockey game down, and the Avs got back to a comfortable 2-goal lead for most of the third period. The third goal is the one Colorado is going to want back. With about 6 minutes left in the game, they make a critical mistake, one that you just really don't want to see. These are the types of goals that let teams back into hockey games. Look, when it's Jack Johnson, you expect some turnovers to happen when he has the puck, but this is Sam Girard. You expect clean possessions to be out of the zone almost every time with him. He has the puck, he goes into the corner, he gets himself into a little bit of trouble here as he gets poke checked, but initially is able to fight for the battle, win the puck back off of a nice little takeaway as Chicago tries to get it out. But again, he holds it too long. That could have been a backhanded flip up and out of the zone. This is not a problem. You're up 4-2 with 6 minutes left. You don't have to do anything extra. Just don't do something stupid. He tries the stick handle and gets it taken away again. The Avs have completely fallen apart defensively, all looking for the puck, all collapsing towards the puck. You know what happens even at the pro level, and from there, you're dead. Patrick Kane all of a sudden has the puck directly in front of your goalie, undefended. We talked about it. Not a guy you want that to happen with, and it's in your net. A beautiful patient play from Kane to beat Frankie. I don't think there's any doubt that the Avs made this harder than it had to be. They really should have been able to close out this third period pretty easily and coast home, but it's not the way it went down, and I don't mind that given the Avs' pulled it out. If they lost, obviously it would have been a disaster. But this one never quite got to the level where it felt in jeopardy of the Avs losing. Again, this is another game where they never trailed. Yes, there are some problems in the third period, but they continue to win from ahead. Even within one, Chicago gets to the empty net pull, and the Avs immediately capitalize. You don't usually show empty netters, but both of the empty netters in this game were ballers. The initial play was Landy trying for the Hattie. He misses, but this is some great work as Mikko is the man way up the ice, and he's able to track down this puck, negate the icing initially, but he also checks. He's got his head on a swivel as he's going in to get this puck, and he recognizes Kadri is coming down the ice, and for no reason at all, he decides to style on Chicago, goes backhand between the legs pass to the center of the ice to give Kadri an easy goal. After that empty netter, the Avs did quickly relinquish another goal to Chicago in a mess of a play. The Avs net front does need to improve, and a puck kind of bounces in on them. Late now, Chicago tries to throw one towards the net, going for a tip play. It gets deflected a couple of times, and you can see at this point in the game, you have 4 Chicago players really crashing the net to just 2 for Colorado and a third one coming late. I get the forwards are defending out high, but you want to see some more aggressive coverage in front of your net at this point in the game. There's 90 seconds left. Just don't give up anything stupid. There's some questionable stuff going on and whether Frankie had this puck covered or not, but the whistle doesn't get blown. The puck is bouncing around like crazy, and then EJ decides to dive on top of Pavel Francouz for some reason. There's no players around him. He didn't get knocked in. He just decided he wanted to lie on him. Meanwhile, Landy really wanted that hat trick. Kicks this one into his own net, and it just trickles by. But again, that only gets Chicago within 1, and it's Cale Makar to get the last empty netter. He actually flies this one all the way into the net. Kind of wild. So I believe this actually ramps off of the Chicago player's stick, but if you track closely, you can actually follow the puck float through the air the entire way down the ice and right into the net. Ridiculous. Look, the third period was not great. The Avs got outshot 8-23. A lot of that is score effects and Chicago getting back into the game. But you know the Avs are capable of better than that. And the good part is they don't need better than that. When the Avs need to, they continue to step up and get the job done. You want to see them tighten the screws, certainly, on some of those defensive issues, especially later on in the third period. But it never really felt like this game was in doubt. They did what they needed to do. They get another win. Their win streak continues. Now, this one we're talking about in general, not just at home. They're up to 9 straight now. They get Buffalo on Sunday to go for 10 straight. This hockey team is genuinely ridiculously good. They're back to their ways of getting offense from everywhere all of a sudden. After a long stretch of starting to win games 4-3, 3-2, a little bit more reasonable scores, they come into Chicago and they drop 6 when they need to. This team can do it all. They can win in any way you can imagine. We'll leave it there. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and I love hockey.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the babe. The fun isn't over yet. It is Avalanche time.